Hey, what's going on guys? Chuck here, and today we got a lot to talk about. On Tuesday, the final game mode, Crosshair, was announced for Battlefield Hardline, and we'll get to that in just a bit. But first, in the latest edition of this season of Battlefield Hardline, all of the maps and game modes were revealed. And also on Wednesday, there was a 1-hour Q&A with lead multiplayer designer Thad Sasser over on Twitter. So let's get right into it and start off with some of the highlights from the Q&A. It was noted during this session that not all maps and game modes will support 64 players. According to Thad, just the ones that work great with it. It was also said that the only game modes to support 64 players will be Large Conquest and Team Deathmatch. So it sounds like there will definitely be more of a close quarters focus on the game, as the majority of the game modes will be presumably 32 players. I honestly kind of like this change, not that I hate 64 player servers by any means, but it always seemed like 32-player servers, to me, perform much better. Moving on, with LMGs being removed from the Enforcer class, Sasser said that one thing they did is give this class battle rifles to compensate for the loss of the LMGs. Now, they have not been removed from the game, as they are still available through weapon pickups. And another note that will no doubt bring joy to many, it was confirmed during the Q&A session that counter-knifing has been removed. Thad has also teased about recoil changes in Hardline, but no details yet, as he would only say they're coming soon. And just a few more noteworthy items from the Q&A, you can kill people with destruction depending on the event, so possibly rubble drops from BF3 will be making their way into Hardline, but that remains to be seen. As for in-game cash, Sasser says you can use it to purchase gadgets, attachments, and vehicle unlocks too. You need to unlock the attachment category with kills for the weapons though. And lastly, when asked about if there would be any drawbacks to the extended mag, he said there would be slightly longer reload times and fewer total rounds. The next bit of news we received on Wednesday was that there is a community mission currently taking place in BF4 that is directly tied to the Battlefield Hardline beta. By scoring a total of 2 billion points in BF4 Rush from the 21st through the 24th, the heist game mode will be playable in the Battlefield Hardline beta. Alright, on to the maps and game modes. Last week we covered several of the maps, so be sure to go back and check out Week 1 news for those. Today we will of course cover the remaining maps and start with Bank Job. This map is centered in a downtown city environment and is focused on a large bank and a large robbery attempt on a high security vault, and this is the map that has been featured in a couple of the trailers we've seen thus far. The next map is called The Block, and is set in an urban housing district, and in looking at the map overlay, it looks to be a very linear map with a lot of buildings and alleyways to fight in. In the short video posted on the This Season in Hardline website, this map looks like it will definitely offer up some serious close counter gunfights. Another interesting map is Hollywood Heights. This map is set in a luxurious mansion in the hills, and from the screens and short video, it brought back memories of Operation 925 from the Close Quarters expansion in BF3, as well as Zibba Tower from the same expansion. Another map we learned about today was Derailed, which is set in the industrial side of LA. This is more of a wide open style of map that will cater to some high-speed chases, as we have already seen from some of the trailers. Next, we move back to Florida with Riptide, which is set in the Florida Keys. This map is centered around another lavish mansion, and sounds to be more of an outdoor map. And lastly, we have the Everglades, of course, set in the swamps of Florida. This map was of course featured in a lot of the Hotwire footage we've seen so far, and is sure to be one of the more wide open maps catering to high-speed warfare. And we'll finish up this week by going over all the game modes for Hardline, and we'll start off with a staple of the Battlefield franchise, and that of course is Conquest, which I'm sure will be one of the more popular modes in this game. Next is another familiar mode, that of course is Team Deathmatch. Should be a lot of fun in this game, look forward to playing that quite a bit. And the rest of the game modes are unique to Hardline, and the first one of these modes is Heist. And this of course is one of the modes we played in the first beta, the second being Blood Money. The next mode we've seen and heard a lot about is of course the aforementioned Hotwire, where the vehicles are the objectives. The last two game modes are the two competitive game modes that are designed for fast-paced action and quick rounds. The first of these game modes is Rescue. where the cops are tasked with rescuing hostages from the criminals. And lastly, there is Crosshair. Where there's a 5v5+1 game mode that you have to either get the VIP player to the evac point or take out the cops as they try to rescue the VIP. One interesting note about this game mode is, once you die, that's it. You cannot respawn until the next round. Alright guys, that's all for week 2 of Battlefield Hardline news. I know we covered a lot, and I do appreciate you watching and supporting. If you liked today's video, please give it a like, and go ahead and share it while you're at it. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel and you like what you're seeing from it lately, please go ahead and sub now. And please help spread the word about the channel by directing your friends over to chuckwagongaming.com. Until the next one guys, take care and have a great week.